Guatemala in 1964. I arrived there the day after they lifted a state of siege and spent about 2 months. And I remember like going to the American embassy, and it was the only embassy that was surrounded by sandbags and barbed wire and had machine gun nests and all that stuff around it. And I said, why do people hate America so much? And it was the first time in my life that I'd ever been in a situation where so many people despised us. And everybody talked about the CIA involvement in the 1954 coup, you know, that overthrew the Arbenz government. And when I came back to New York after that trip to Guatemala, I could never feel confident about the United States again. I grew up thinking we're this benevolent giant, that we do nothing but good around the world, that we're a democracy, freedom is our great standard, you know, the Declaration of Independence, all men are created equal. My great ×5 grandfather, William Floyd, signed the Declaration of Independence for New York State. And I just got blown away by Guatemala, came back to New York City, started reading about U.S. Policies in Central America and Guatemala and Nicaragua and the Caribbean. Then I started reading about the United States in Vietnam, started protesting the war in Vietnam, and the next thing you know, I was, you know, a raving Marxist-Leninist lunatic. Later, 1983, I went to Nicaragua, and here's Susan Marcellus, a great photographer. This is a wonderful book on Nicaragua, on the resurrection. I mean, on the revolution in Nicaragua. And I went in December 1983, only for about 10 or 11 days, on a sort of a crash tour of Nicaragua during the height of the Sandinista revolution. And it was just wonderful. It was, people were so poor, they had nothing at all. But everybody was trying to change the history of their nation. You know, they had thrown out the Somozas, they had essentially thrown out the United States, and they were going to make their own history. And we went in there and destroyed it. You know, we hired a mercenary army, the Contras, to go in and basically steal all their energy, all their time, and all the various, you know, the few resources that they had. And we ended the Sandinista revolution effectively. We did the same thing we did in Afghanistan. You know, we poured a lot of money into the country to overthrow the Sandinistas, the way we gave money to the Muhajedeen in Afghanistan. And then the minute the Russians got thrown out of Afghanistan, we quit. And the minute Violeta Chamorro got elected president, thanks to our influx of money and influence and stuff, we pulled out of Nicaragua. We just left them hanging. So we wonder why they hate us. That's why they hate us.